This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, Fatima, so you could able to turn on, like, let me know if you're facing any difficulties in that.
Yeah, the session does not include camera sharing. This is what it says.
Okay, it's not allowing you to turn on the camera.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so no issues. Like we will go without our camera itself. No issues. Yeah. So perfect. No
Okay.
issues. Okay, Fatima. So, I mean, pretty much a few questions. So you have joined our batch. If I'm not wrong, I guess you joined our previous batch, April batch, if I'm not wrong, for
Yeah.
a MLOps specialization course. Maybe like a quick question that I want to ask Fatima. So maybe a quick introduction about you. I mean, so what exactly that you're doing right now? And maybe then I would like to ask some few questions, Fatima. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, sure. And thank you so much, Sarath. I'm working as an application support engineer tier two for Google client with an Artec payroll, and I'm been this with this company for past 1.5 year. And before that, I was working with White Hat Junior, and I started my MTech in data science because I was very much passionate about data science. I want to, see my career in data science. So that's the reason I thought instead of going for some certification for 10 months or 6 months, I thought always the degree will be benefited for me. So that's the thing I opted for, MTech, and I started from 2020 onwards. Then last month I completed my degree successfully, and in the meanwhile I did 3 months of internship in natural language processing. Then I started, giving up some few interviews in data science. Then I couldn't clear it up because many companies they were asking for like on which cloud you're, good at, with AWS or Azure or GCP. Different companies have different requirements on that. So
Yeah,
that's one thing I was lacking behind. Even most of the companies were asking like, have you worked on containerization part like Docker or Kubernetes? Are you familiar? I was little bit familiar because I it as an academic thing. There was just they have touched upon Docker and Kubernetes and
got it.
AWS, but I was not that confident to handle those interviews, and that's the
Got it.
reason when I came up with your program with MLOps specialization certification, I thought
Got it.
this definitely I have to take up, because if I do this after talking to you and after seeing your modules, that gave me some level of confidence. Then then I decided if I do this, then I'll be confidently I can sit and talk in interview, and I can try to clear my interviews. So
Got it.
that's the
Got it.
reason I took.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Yes. So, I mean, the first question that I would like to ask, obviously something that you also already mentioned in your presentation now. So, like, so possibly like right now we have almost means we are done with our a batch for MLOps specialization programs, which happened last April. So, so I hope, what do you think about our program structure, the curriculum, what we are offered? So, because so where we are covering, let's say, not just MLOps and tools on top of one single cloud platform. So where you're exploring all the three different clouds, AWS, Azure, and GCP, and along with that, open source tools, actually what we have covered, and comparing with what we have put it in our curriculum. We had 13 modules, and just I want to get your views. I mean, how did it went for you? Like the live sessions, it may be, or maybe post the live sessions, what we are doing in debugging sessions. How would it felt for you? So I mean, it's that fulfilling. You could able to grasp the knowledge, and again, something that you're missing, can you able to understand by joining the debugging sessions, where as a trainer I'm helping you guys in a debugging session. So a few thoughts about that. Is that benefited for you or not? Yeah, Fatima.
Yeah, as a trainer, you're fantastic, and
Thank
I'm
you so
so
much.
happy,
Okay.
you're so young and you have gained so much of knowledge, and you have a very good experience and hold on the cloud. And because as a participant, we have many participants in the group, and each one
Exactly.
of us have different issues coming up when we are doing hands-on practice. And you were so nicely you were able to recognize the errors. You're trying to fix
Thank
those bugs in the session and as well as after the sessions as well. So I think you have a very good knowledge on GitHub as well, and many things, all the cloud, and beautifully you have handled the session. Initially, when I started the session, it was very difficult for me to, digest these terms and to understand how these pipelines are, happening, how we are building it, how we are
you.
deploying it, why we are doing it, what's happening in production, what's happening in deployment part. Then after, 2, 3 sessions, slowly, little bit knowledge I started getting. I started to understand what's
Got it.
happening, what we are doing it. Then still I have to practice a lot, but
Got
as
it.
I'm a slow learner,
Yeah.
then it'll take definitely a time to understand things. But yeah, it went
No
well.
issue. Yep. Thank you for adding that points. Thank you so much. So, and again, as part of you taken like, I guess it should be advanced or maybe advanced plus, probably got an upgrade too.
Yeah,
So I guess you have another opportunity as we mentioned. So even after you taking your first batch, you can retake our next batch completely for free. So that I guess
yeah,
again, you can able to just grasp what are the things that you felt okay, you're lagging. So you could again re-attend that and you could able to just gain that knowledge again.
definitely.
And one more
Yeah.
question that I would like to ask. So did you enjoy the program? I mean, the way the presentation wise. So are you felt bored? Okay, so you've been enjoying that. Are we keeping engaging you during the session? So how about the hands-on? So did you spend the maximum amount of a time in hands-on or not? I mean, like you've been bored or like, okay, are you being busy with doing hands-on throughout the program? So what do you felt about the labs, the amount of labs that we have done during the program actually?
The hands-on was too good, so I enjoyed the every part of the hands-on. And if I'm missing, because some 2, 3 sessions I have missed because I was out
Yep.
of country, and then I came back, and I tried to do it by looking at the recording. So it was perfect. So whenever I used to get stuck, you are always there in a first
Yep.
this one to help me out. So that was really, I really enjoyed whatever you're
Thank you.
giving a theory. You were
Okay.
explaining word to word, not line by line actually.
Got
So
it.
that was a good part. So for me, like as for students like me, it was very helpful, and you did a very nice job, I can say.
Thank you so much. And one final question that I would like to ask, let's say if someone else in your network and friends, if they are looking forward
Mm.
for MLOps program, if they're willing to like, let's say upgrade their skills on top of
Mm.
MLOps, would you recommend your friends to our program? So do you think like, is there anything else that that we need to implement? If you have some suggestions, I would be very much happy to receive that, Fatima. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. I like to recommend, if somebody is trying to upgrade their skills in MLOps especially, so I would definitely try to recommend them. I've already told few of my classmates
Okay.
of my MTech
Okay.
batch. So
Okay.
yeah, they are also in a very high level, and
Got it.
they said yeah, they will connect with you shortly. They said, and
Sure.
I spoke about the program, about the certification, what I
Got it.
learned, and then I told I have learned, all these three clouds and Docker and Kubernetes. I can relate some, one new data set or new model on each and every cloud. So I can talk something to in the interview. I can explain something. So I am in that kind of confidence
Perfect.
now.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
we would really want our participants to have. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, thank you
Yeah.
so much. And thank you so much. I guess these are the questions that I would like to ask. Yeah, so I guess we are almost done. Thank you so much, Fatima, for subscribing to our
Thank
program.
you
And
so
again,
much,
when you're taking
Sharat.
over next batch, also we'll
Yeah,
be able to fulfill your needs again, once again. Yeah, thank you so much.
exactly.
And so saying that now, let me just disable the recordings. Yep.
Sure.